Yo, it's your boy Ancient Albatross here again, behind the wheel as usual, but we have the Cypher Unlimited crew, we have the usual suspects of AD or AlphaDean, we have Spiggs, AlphaDean or Anthony, and just as a quick reminder, if you haven't already, be sure to follow us here on Twitch, subscribe to us over on YouTube, and check us out on the Anywhere Door, which is a platform on Moonbeam that Monte Cook Games is trying to build up, get as many MCG content creators in one place as they can. So yeah, if you like MCG content stuff, you definitely check it out. A lot of creators there that you may not have heard of. But yeah, without further ado, Anthony, what are we doing here tonight?
Yep. First off, Cypher got announced. Freaking hype train is on. Has left the track. We're headed straight down. This would normally be the part where I say, hey, go to CypherCon. Yes, player signups is still open to CypherCon, but we don't got time for that. We're on the hype train. Dean, Cypher is officially here, dude. You excited?
You know I am, man. I mean, man, I'm through the roof with this one. Forget the train being off the tracks. We didn't know jumped out the plane with no parachutes.
Yeah, freaking crazy. Like, we were part of a meeting with Charles a couple of days ago, maybe like a week ago. I'm losing track of time now. My brain is kind of scrambled from the announcement. And we were told that it was coming soon. I maybe Can't Help can answer because he was in that meeting as well, but I don't remember them
Friday. It was last week Friday.
No, I mean, I don't remember them saying it's coming on Tuesday, though. I thought it was just soon. And wow. First of all, I didn't even know that this was live.
I have to tell you.
I was prepping for my Saturday Super One-Shot game, and Dean messaged me like, hey, did you see the design diary? And I was like, oh, the one that came out last night? Yeah, I saw it. It doesn't really have much in it. And then he was like, you know that Cypher's live. And I was like, what? I immediately went and checked it out. It was crazy.
Yeah, he did say next week, but, and we didn't even put two and two together and go, because Tuesday is normally their launch day. So, yeah, but it was crazy, because I was on the server at the time when everything went live, and Eileen was like, who beat me to it? I'm number 2. I'm like, what?
All right, I mean, today we had planned to go over the rules primer, and so I think we're going to push that back to Thursday's stream because, I don't know, something happened. This happened. Yeah. All right, so Dean, the first thing I think we should just basically talk about is, let's talk the numbers. They already got 1,814 backers. There's 31 days left, and they have damn near 309,000. Collected already. So I'm expecting that by the time I wake up tomorrow, this is going to be at least 350, 375. Are these numbers surprising you? How rapidly it's growing?
Not really. I mean, come on. We got 1,800 people. We got how many people on this server alone? So, I mean, everybody on the server knows, and it's probably just going to keep trickling like that with all the people from the server. But then, I mean, you and I have been sharing this around, and I'm quite sure people who may have been on the fence, if they look at this, backer kit and just see some of the changes, I think it's going to draw some more people in.
Like I said, was it 2 streams ago or maybe last stream? I think the Cypher community is good for half a mil by themselves. So I think we haven't even hit the core Monte Cook Games fans community. Anything after that is going to be gravy. And I'm still saying this. And chat, start posting your prediction numbers up right now. But maybe okay, let's do this. Whoever gets closest to this number, and we'll have Al, if he can, take everybody's guesses, gets a CypherCon t-shirt mailed to them within the United States, of course. or Canada, but we'll get a CypherCon t-shirt mailed to them. But let's all put our guesses in now, and I would be utterly surprised if this doesn't hit 2 million.
I'm gonna be a little conservative with my guess and say 1.1.7, 1.75.
1.75. Crazy Weasel said 1.7. Jason said 1.6. I think the chat's all in agreement, though, that this is definitely zooming past the million mark.
This thing has everything going for it. I mean, just we're gonna go through what's been put up in the crowdfunder and everything so far. I mean, you got 1,800 backers, and like you said, in less than 8 hours. I mean, I mean that's crazy. And if you notice now, they don't even do their stretch goals now based on monetary value. It's always the number of backers.
Yeah.
So we've already crushed 2 stretch goals.
Yeah, I know. We already hit 2 stretch goals. It's like what you said. You see, but I still think that number, like these backers, that's the core fan base.
Yeah,
they still got 31 days to reach out to the non-Cypher fans, and I've already seen there's been a couple of prominent YouTubers and social media people talking about this that don't necessarily talk about Cypher. So it's going to open up eyeballs to people that probably don't even know about Monte Cook Games or always been on the fence. And now this would be considered the perfect time for them to back it and to get involved.
Yeah, but that's kind of the whole point. I mean, when we sit back and we look at what's going on, I mean, to answer your question, Orange asked, he said, would you say changes are better at making the system fit for people who didn't really resonate with it before? And I'm going to say, yeah, I think a lot of these changes literally speak to the non-Cypher crowd, the crowd of people, as we've been talking about on the hype train for the last weeks. It's going to fit with more of the traditional ideology, but also in the same breath, it's going to help people, see that there's a flexibility to it. Anthony, let me say this real quick, because I wanted to say this on air. There was a bit of a little kerfuffle on the server the other day with me and someone else. I know it's nothing. And I just want people to understand, I was not being condescending and elitist, a gatekeeper or anything else. I was making a joke. And I was basically saying, if we trained you up, you would never depart. I was making a joke about Cypher, but I'm looking at exactly what Monty's doing. If you really think about it, he's giving people the same insights that all of us had who embraced the game because we knew we could do whatever we want. Now they're just giving you rails so you can actually do the same things that a lot of us who've had their paradigm shift, I got to take a drink. But yeah,
to answer the initial question, I think that the majority of these changes are directly for that reason, to attract a broader audience.
Exactly.
I think the wound system, I think one of the biggest issues non-Cypher diehards, fanboys like us have with the system itself is the depletion of pools. It's a resource management game, but using all your pool resources for everything, it just didn't strike, well with some gamers. And I think that the wound system is there to address that.
Yeah, I think so.
Along with the help of faster character creation and like minimizing the options that you have at the very beginning.
Minimizing options, also opening the doorway for people to, I think that we're still going to get the understanding of what the 4 core types were initially are, and then showing within each genre how easy it is to, tailor one of those to the genre. So
before we go down that rabbit hole though, Dean, because we could definitely talk about it as we scroll down. Let's start hitting hitting the Backerkit article itself, because you touched on it for a second. We've already hit 2 stretch goals.
Player book expansion. So that means the Cypher character rulebook grows in size. So
Nice.
that thing we were talking about before about that page count, you know, the one thing me and Anthony have no problems with, and I know quite a few of others out there.
Mm.
I mean, more pages means more goodies. I think that's going to give them the ability to address genre and subgenre in even greater detail. I think it's going to give us more ideology and optional rules on how manifest and subtle ciphers are going to be maybe applied to those different genres. Yeah, I love that. What's
I,
your
I,
thoughts
wa-
on that one?
I still wonder what the estimated page count is, but I'm never going to complain for more for a bigger book. So I mean, that's the
Yeah.
camp I fall in. But the second stretch goal, which they'll probably zoom past it, before maybe even the stream is done, is getting premium upgrades only available to not available to non-backers. And I know last time they did this, there were some complaints from some people in the CU about, they're making it exclusive. But from my point of view, and I'm not trying to sound rude or anything, it's like, yeah, that's how you bring up the that's how you get more people to back. You offer exclusive content to the backers themselves. And I'm sorry, if I'm a backer, I want exclusive content. I'm a book collector. I have a massive game. Just this right here is just doubles and triples of books for my collection. Everything behind me, Dean knows I have literally an entire room of RPG books, and I love nothing more than exclusive books that are only very few people have in their collection. So I always get super hyped for the exclusive parts.
And the reason why I know he has a room full of books because you guys see my background, but if I were to turn that off, you've seen it before. You've seen pictures of just one bookshelf that I would use as my background. We like books, and these exclusivities that are coming, I mean, they're cosmetic, so the content in the book is different. But I'm with Anthony. You know what? You want to complain about this? These Kickstarters or backer, these crowdfunders run for 31 days most of the time. So that gives people a lot of time. And we understand sometimes you don't have the money at hand and, but this is part of wanting to get it. And they always have late pledges.
Yeah.
So all of that comes through on being a backer.
And let's be honest. These are done specifically to entice the back at everything level for most backers. And most backers, when they want to spend, drop a good penny at the everything level, they want exclusive. So I can't blame them for that. I know last time we did one of these, there was a couple of people complaining about exclusivity items, but it is what it is.
I'm just going to scroll up a little bit.
Yeah,
so everybody
because the next section is basically explaining the two books, Dean.
Yeah, let's address the two covers of these books, man. I mean, is that not like complete hotness?
Yeah.
I mean,
I personally love the aesthetic of the design of what they're going for. I saw some people in chat weren't like too happy with it. They said it looked like it was basically only covering two genres. But if you look at the the pictures closely, I can't disagree more. It pretty
I
much
can
covers,
disagree. I can disagree 1,000%. Because if you look at the cover on the right with the woman in black, I mean, you got what looks like some starships. She got some magic in her hand. You got some fantastical off the cuff creatures. You got angels. You got knights in armor. It looks like a demon way in the back. Then on the other side, you got a dragon. She's dressed like she's dressed like a classic superhero, if you ask me. I mean, there's a lot going on in these pictures, and to me, they draw you in to all the possibilities that Cypher holds. And
I can't disagree with that statement at all. I absolutely love it, and I can even see, how you get that poster that you usually get. Especially, it'll probably be in the slipcase if you order like the slipcase version. I would love to see that in poster form, or even in playmat form. Like those two images
I think
on a playmat.
stretch goal.
Mm.
Yes, definitely. I would love to see these. I would love to see these, like you said, as a big play mat, and
Mm.
then maybe do two small ones, one with each of those on there. Like that. Or, and have you looked at the cover, the mock up cover that they have for the bestiary? Oh my God, that cover is even better.
Yeah.
I mean, let me go down to it right quick, and then we'll come back up.
Yeah, all right.
That cover.
First of all, Dean, while you scrolling down, is it me or is this all the art kick out? Oh, wait, stop for a second. Scroll up. Up. Yo, Dean, scroll up. I don't know if you can hear me.
I'm going up. I'm going back.
Yeah.
Tell me where to stop.
Stop. Keep on going. Keep on going up to that stop right there. I said stop. Go back down. Down. The image with the wolf. Down.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That image, I don't know, there's something about it. I love it. I love all the art they've been showing. This thing has been crazy. Like they keep on posting stuff on Facebook and on Blue Sky. And every time I see a new image, I'm like, oh, that's hella cool. I want that on a playmat.
This piece of art right here that you're talking about, Ant, listen, I'm gonna tell you, for me, it speaks to fairy tales. It speaks to my Native American background. Yours.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about it. That's I can see that being a druid. I mean, there's so many things you see with that one. So yeah, that is definitely. Well, let me just pull up the cover real quick. Keep talking.
Yeah. You passed? I thought you passed it.
No, I didn't. They got a nice big one right here.
Oh.
Look at that. Dude.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
That shit right there got me hyped. I love that image. So I'm gonna go back where we're supposed to be, but that
image is absolutely bananas. Scroll back up to the top. I don't know if you can hear me, Dean. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm back up. I'm going back up right now.
Oh, it seems to be frozen. Maybe I'm frozen.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I was frozen for a second, I think. All right,
yeah.
The first section of this Backerkit is for people that don't know the Cypher system, and it's basically explaining the rules of the Cypher system and what you're getting into. So, I mean, I think anybody that watches this stream is probably information that they already know. But before we go into the part that's juicy for the CU, I just wanted to touch on one little paragraph, and I wanted to ask chat what they think. Dean, it's that section I told you. Yeah.
Yep, I'm going to it right now. Right here.
Yeah. And it says, Cyphers freeze your imagination. Cypher is a mid-crunch RPG. It's not a rules-like game, but it keeps the mechanics out of your way. It's built for flexibility from the ground up. So you're never trying to figure out how to bend the rules to get the game you want. The GM's bandwidth is freed up for making games interesting and fun, rather than managing mechanics. It's fast, effortless, and keeps your game focused on narrative choices rather than numbers and math. We've had this discussion for years on the CU. Some people insist that Cypher system is a rules-light game. Some people insist that it's a crunchy system. Some people insist that it's a mid-crunch RPG. What are your thoughts, chat? What is your thoughts, Dean?
We've had, like I said, we've talked about this over the years, and I understand why MCG classifies it as a mid-crunch game. At the end of the day, for me, it is kind of rules light because, if you ever play Phoenix Command, you'll understand. But this is definitely what they say mid-crunch, especially with the evolution that we're getting ready to look at, all of the different things. The crunch level is going to be relatively mid for the GM, but as it also says, it doesn't say it here, but we've said it 1,000 times that the rules are more player facing. So the GM is free to do and concentrate on his story and the narrative, making rulings over the rules versus having to worry about, maneuvering and navigating a ton of rules. So I agree, and I agree that with what they're adding, it's going to lighten the load even more.
I definitely agree with them on this. I think it's a mid crunch RPG. I don't think it's a rules heavy or a rules light RPG. I think it's that sweet spot in the middle.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
I agree with what Jason said in chat that no one seems to agree on what's a rules light or mid crunch system to begin with. Anyway, everyone has a different picture in their head of what those definitions are. So yeah, it's what you call it. It in my mind, it's a what you call it a mid crunch RPG. And also, while we have Jason here, congrats, man! You hit your what you call it 6-gun doomsday fulfilled. So congratulations
It's funded.
on that.
It's funded. Yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So congrats, brother. We're so proud of you, and we love you.
And I want to address that what Kethub said. Kethub says a tier 6 character can have like 35 abilities. That's not rules light. That's a lot to keep track of, but it also doesn't have a ton of core mechanics like Pathfinder. So mid crunch makes sense. And I want to address that, in the sense of this, the number of abilities a character has, if you're building that organically and as you're going through, it's a lot easier to to deal with it than it is going from just sitting down and saying, oh, I'm going to play a tier 6 character. We did that experiment, and I realized as I've watched players progress and evolve their characters from tier 1 or from tier 2 up, they have a lot less difficulty in navigating all those abilities. And it's kind of cool because you'll see sometimes how early abilities become quite useful at higher tiers, but it's because they can jack it up with effort and so on and so forth.
I mean, that's a perfect intro into the changes that a Cypher are making. we don't want to go down a rabbit hole of this
Right.
Cypher rule. Let's try to hit this Backerkit. Now we're in a section where it's for us, pretty much people that are already Dean, do you want to read off at least a couple of the new reasons why you'll love the new Cypher? And this is they wrote this for us, basically, to entice us to want to back this project.
So it says, here are some reasons you'll love the new Cypher edition. Here's some reasons why you'll love the new edition of Cypher. It's easier to jump right in. Want to play a druid or a barbarian in the new fantasy campaign? A roguish star pilot, a studious investigator of the occult. No need to start with a warrior, explorer, or adept, then modify it for the genre you're playing. We've done all the work for you. For a bunch of the most common genres, character generation and launching new campaigns is even breezier, but you can still build from the basics or easily kit bash to your heart's content. When your cool vision calls for something special, more options, less analysis paralysis. Perfect for veteran players who just want to jump in and get gaming. That right there was a mouthful, but in the same breath, it was liberation. As Anthony and everybody else always has been telling me, you know what? Everybody's not like me who can say I can do it for myself, which I could and I enjoy doing. But this right here actually makes me happy too, because anything that takes onus off of the brain frees up for more creativity. And like you said, they tell you can still easily kit bash. So now that's going to be even cooler. What if you're looking at a character, and let's just say you wanted to create a magus, a magic using, a magic user warrior. Well, look, you pull a couple of pieces from the warrior, a couple of pieces from the wizard, boom, you got your character, and it's already done for you. I'm loving it. I'm excited.
I think this is going to attract new players instantly. I think I think someone coming new to Cypher, even though there's less mechanical crunch, character creation could seem daunting. You almost get ability paralysis, like too many decisions to make early on. And I think that this is going to eliminate that problem. You know,
Yeah.
and sometimes we don't see it, like as in we've been playing Cypher for so long that we kind of take for granted how quick it takes us to make a character. But someone coming in new, you know, and attempting to tackle a genre that they're not necessarily comfortable with, it's going to take them an hour or so to make a character because they have to keep on reading all the abilities and all that. And to have each genre have it set up for you, like, hey, like what you said, hey, you want to make a Magnus? These are the steps. Just look at the fantasy section. Everything is here right in front of you. These are the steps you do to create that character. I think it's gonna really appeal to new players to the system.
And see that, and I think here's another cool aspect too that we're talking about character creation, but another aspect of character creation, if they're going to have the foci for each genre kind of streamlined into a box, again, that analysis paralysis, you don't have to sit there and figure out what foci are going to be the best foci for your genre. And then when you do decide to kit bash, once again, what if I wanted to play a Technomancer? You remember when I made the Technomancer type, all that work I did, that was a hell of a lot of work to get, a 6 tiers. But now looking at it, I'm going, ooh, oh, look, here's a sci-fi and here's fantasy. Let's put them together. And then I got to, I'm stoked for it. I think it's going to make it easy.
It's going to streamline everything. And there's nothing wrong with having a streamlined character creation. I think most people prefer that. So, Dean, do you want to read the key mechanics of getting smoother section too? Because I think that's something that we could definitely talk about.
Yeah. Key mechanics are getting smoother and cooler. The core rules of Cypher aren't changing significantly, which is why the existing books remain largely compatible. You still make a character with a description type focus sentence. You still face challenges on a 1 to 10 scale, using skills, effort, and abilities to reduce the difficulty. You still have the same might, speed, and intellect pools along with edge, ciphers, and all the other things on your current character sheet. But over the years of play and with your feedback, we found a few ways to make the game even better. Damage is becoming more narrative, while freeing up your pools to power things that make your character shine. Armor use is smoothing out a bit. Ciphers are improving with stronger emphasis on subtle ciphers with the default for most genres. The things you love most about Cypher are fully retained, while getting even better around the edges. Want to see for yourself? Download the free preview.
Yep.
So
we'll definitely go over the actual rules themselves, but I really like how they're explaining everything now. We get a lot of complaints without fully playing the system just by looking at basic rules. Oh, I don't like this because, and then you ask the person, oh, I've never played, or I played once. Right? I like how they're going. We're taking your feedback and we're trying to make changes. We're trying to make adjustments. And that's all you can ask from a company.
Well, here's something else. Let's throw it out there. This thing that they were talking about with the character creation and the key mechanics. Two aspects that we didn't cover, and I think it's further down in the Kickstarter. But they're making zines for character creation, which I think that's cool. That's cool. That's hella cool. We really are gonna be able to drop a zine on the table, and it's gonna be like what you call it, a player guide. Which is going to quickly, they said they're only doing, right now they're doing fantasy, sci-fi, and modern, which is probably going to cover like superheroes and espionage and stuff. But we don't know what the stretch goes. There might be some more zines that are going to come.
Yeah, the stretch goals might cover every genre in the book. Who knows?
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Those zines are going to be hotness. Another thing that we're looking at when you talk about this, subtle ciphers are going to get some love. But then we're getting the manifest deck, manifest cipher
Yeah.
deck, and a divination deck.
All right, Dean, you jumping quick. So read the part about the divination deck and GM's deck.
Oh,
Since
well,
you jumped to it, it actually has its
yeah.
own section in the
But
article.
basically, after we talked about the two books, you want to talk about the two books, right?
I mean, I think we've been talking about that to death. We all know there's going to be two books.
Okay.
We all know that I'm pro two books. Dean's pro two books. I'm pretty sure Alan is pro two books. Hey, Cat Hub, don't start with me today. I haven't finished my coffee.
Freaking Cat Up. You know, he made a statement earlier that I was only, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna make you cry tonight.
Can't help me busting my chops. It's all good. I love the brother.
I know he knows it's all love. That's what we do.
One thing I am is I have thick skin. I like to tease, so I do not mind being teased whatsoever.
Well, that's what I said earlier. That's what I mean. We're all a bunch of big kids here. So the divination deck is something new. It says the divination deck is a creative GM's aid. Here's an entirely new aspect of Cypher that allows you to generate all sorts of ideas on the fly with the help of a deck of cards and a booklet based around divinatory images you can use in any campaign as an in-game prop or an aid for the GM or both at once. That right there gets me totally excited.
And this wasn't a stretch goal. This is just something they added to the Backerkit, right? That you could just
back. This is automatic. This is if you're backing at the correct level, you're gonna get that. And what I really dig about it, the fact like they said, it's a deck of cards. So it's kind of like the what is it? The deck in Invisible Sun, the Seuss deck.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Seuss deck. It's like a Seuss deck for Cypher, which I find absolutely and utterly wonderful. Because
I wonder if these the deck is gonna have like ideas for multiple genres, or it's just gonna be a blanket idea.
No, it literally says that. It says it gets, as an in-game prop and an aid for GM, you can use in any campaign. So I mean, I could see using that, especially like as an in-game thing where you have a player turn a card. If it's a fantasy or a horror game. If I'm doing a horror game, I'm definitely doing that because you want to do what's that movie, the Tarot movie, stuff like that.
Yeah. You know what I love about MCG, since GMs don't roll dice, they always give us a bunch of cool props to play with because we need something to do with our hands while the game is going on. They give us all these awesome, decks to use. That's what I want. Give me all the extra props.
Yeah, I mean, if I can't, and what's crazy, they always come out with a set of cool dice or sets of cool dice that I have to buy because I'm a dice goblin. So I have to have the dice,
And I'm sure that as we scroll down, we'll get to talk about how these decks actually look. Like I do think there's mock-up.
Yeah, there's images. There are mock-up images of it.
Yeah, but let's stay. Let's stay here. So we can scroll down because you're gonna have it here for 4 hours.
So I was actually getting ready to move on.
Yeah. All right. Don't stop at VTT. Yes, because this is something that's huge, and a lot of people either love it or hate it. We'll talk about the price point in a bit. A lot of people either have an issue with the price point as well. But finally, and I know it's not every VTT that people may want, but you got to start somewhere. You crawl before you walk. So for them to have two VTTs being fully supported from day one on the Backerkit, you can pay for the full support up front. I'm happy. I'm happy with this decision. I mean, I don't know which one I'm a back yet. I know, Dean, you most likely going to do Alchemy. I'm most likely going to do Roll20, but I might mess around and try to get both of them so I can have a little both for both. But yeah, I'm super stoked for this.
I think it's a smart deal, and the reason, and let's be straight up. Roll20 is the OG. Roll20 is probably the most accessible, with the widest spread audience of people. So Roll20 makes perfect sense. Other side of the coin, I'm thinking Alchemy. I look at Alchemy. I've been playing around with it with different things, free versions and so on and so forth. Alchemy is literally kind of, bred for Cypher. It's because it's really about imagery. It's all about soundscapes. You know, everything about Alchemy to me is going to enhance the theater of the mind experience, especially online. So I'm with you, man.
More importantly, they gave you at least two options.
Right.
Because I think it would have been worse if they would have just had one, like either Roll20 or Alchemy and not the other. And we know for a fact, like we've spoken to MCG on multiple occasions, that they are behind the scenes trying to get VTT support for many other VTTs. So it's not like you're just going to get these two and that's it. But this is where I personally think this is where they were able to hammer out licensing deals before the Backerkit, and they got it done, so they had something to guarantee.
Right, but I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying. The two that they chose just to me make really good sense. It makes really good business sense, and it's also really good. It's really good for the product itself. Like I said, the visual landscape of Roll20. Everybody goes to Roll20. People look for games on Roll, so on and so forth. Other side of the coin is, again, you even got Zilzad. He said, hey, I like Alchemy. It's beautiful. Again, that elegant, that, I think it just speaks to Cypher. And I think it works with Cypher because I've played in a couple of games on Alchemy. And all I could think about was, damn, I want to run a Cypher game using this.
I've never played Alchemy. I'm excited to give it a shot.
Oh, man.
Like I said, I think I'm going to back both of them. So, I'm an old grognard. I use Roll20. Get off my lawn.
No. And it's, again.
But that doesn't mean I won't hesitate to purchase Alchemy.
And I'm going to tell you, and once you experience it, I think you should experience it before you even worry about buying it. But to experience it, you're going to be like, okay, this is definitely Cypher adjacent. This is Cypher related. It just works because there's a theater of the mind element to it, and it's just an enhancement. It kind of reminds me of how I use the Darkest House at Halloween time. It's that type of feeling. It's all of these assets to in order to draw you in. So.
All right, so let's read the next one because I think the next one is what has me drooling the most out of all these messages. And the return of some of our favorite settings. What might those be? Let's just say we're looking forward to some pretty exciting stretch goals. Full disclosure, we are aware of one of those answers. We cannot talk about it now. All I could say is holy shit. But
well, I'm going to say something more so. I'm actually aware of two. And I'm going to say, holy shit. Because remember, I told you the other one that I was told that I can't tell either. Oh, God.
But I think the key part of this entire phrase is settings with an S. So, this is, I love my speculation train. This is something that we can speculate till we hit those stretch goals. So let's see what comes up. I'll be super excited for any of these settings. So I'm excited. They just said they just dropped the strange, did they? Let's see. Let's refresh the page.
Yep, I have to do that.
Oh, you might mess it up, Dean. If
it shouldn't. I should be able to.
They released the email. All right, let me go to my email. Talk, Dean, while I go to my email.
Well, first of all, while Anthony's checking the email, first of all, even talking about these stretch goals, that's phenomenal. That is absolutely amazing what we're talking about. But not only the stretch goals of stuff getting reprinted, you're going to get every exclusive bonus with every pledge. For almost 4,000 pages of basically the the old Cypher Adventure Library. That's freaking phenomenal.
And I can confirm, Dean. Let's just
We
see.
can say it out loud. We can say it out loud.
It says, hello, backers. You made short work of the stretch code. Thanks for spreading the word. Now let's try to enter the strange. Hell yeah. And they got a picture of it. The new cover looks ridiculous.
So here's the crazy part about that.
Okay,
we
knew about the strange.
We did know about it, but hold on. Check it out. Check it out. Now, and what Charles told us, so we can tell people, they're going to do exactly what I was hoping they would do with the strange. It is now going to be like a setting. It's not going to be another standalone book. It's going to be connected directly to Cypher, like all the other books, like Predation, Unmasked, Gods of the Fall, so on and so forth, Gunslinger Knights. That right there makes me very happy.
But I'm a bust of chops. Please don't say I've been asking for it.
No. I have never asked for it because I said, and I will stand on it. I will die on that hill. I told you I would die on that hill. I will die on the hill that we didn't need another Strange book because everything was the Strange. But
if you back the Backerkit and you got the email, go check out the cover. We don't want to switch the overlay and mess up all the work out there. But the cover looks freaking phenomenal. And me, Ken Hub, Jason, we all knew about the Strange coming up, and that's freaking awesome. People have been begging for the Strange for a long time. Since it went out of print.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's been a very long time. But look at that. They're going to give you the Strange again, but you're getting the Adventure Library, the Cypher Setting Library, so all 9 Cypher settings, Path of the Planebreaker, all of that. Then you're going to get the Genre Library. All of this is going to be for you in PDF. So if you're missing any of these books.
But that's if you back at a certain level, right? And we'll go to the level.
No. It says every pledge, exclusive bonus with every pledge. Want to dig deep into your favorite genre? Boom. And it says that for each one of them. So it says that, and it says every pledge ever comes with, also comes with a rule book as well, with the existing rule book. But you're going to get all of this stuff. Which,
wait a minute, you saying that you're going to get every PDF for backing at any level? They've never done that before.
It says a huge library of free supplements, exclusive bonus with every pledge. Want to dig deep into your favorite genre, explore the fascinating and imaginative new setting, or grab a standalone adventure and start playing right away? A huge library of existing Cypher supplements, nearly 30 products totaling around 4,000 pages can be yours free with your pledge. The new edition of Cypher is backward compatible with existing Cypher products, so you'll be using these excellent PDFs for years.
That's freaking awesome. And someone on YouTube asked us what we thought about it. First of all, that is, not only is it awesome, it's freaking generous as all hell. And Liv on our server confirmed that if you have doubles, someone asked us on YouTube as well today about this, that if you already own the PDF, you could gift it to someone else. So when this drops, I'm pretty sure me, Dean, Al, we all own every one of these PDFs. So if there's something on this list and you couldn't back it and you wanted, just send us a DM and I'll gladly.
One of us, yeah, definitely. Yeah. We're I think we're all in agreement with that because I've given away other PDFs that I've gotten copies of. Yeah. Like every time they give us a copy of the, when we back, we get a copy of the Cypher System rulebook. I've given away at least 5 of them.
Too. But first of all, if you just getting into Cypher System and you backing this is ridiculous. Think about it. You backing the Cypher core book. You coming from outside of Cypher, right? Imagine this. You're coming from outside of Cypher. You purchase at the everything level to get the Cypher core rule book, and you get a PDF for every single white book.
Yep, all 9 white books. All 9. That's bananas.
That's bananas. That's ridiculous. So not only are you getting the newest version of Cypher, you're getting all these other genres to immediately sit down and start messing around with.
Yeah. And then here's the other cool aspect too. I'm just sitting here looking. You know how much I love the Origin, and I feel about the Origin like I feel. And now I got Gunslinger Knights. Those two settings alone are just like absolute phenomenons for you to have access to. This backer kit is freaking amazing.
Yo, I was meaning to tell you this offline, Dean. You would have been really proud of me when I was prepping for my Cypher game on Saturday, my Supers game on Saturday. I actually used the Origin book twice. I was like, "Oh, Dean would be so proud of me."
Yes, but that fucking, but it had some awesome stuff in it, didn't it? You know?
Yeah, I reskinned the monster, and I reskinned some ciphers out of that book. But
Nice.
because I rarely use that book. Not that I don't think it's a good book, but I rarely use it. And I know you always say, "Oh, you got to go to the Origin book." I actually took your advice for once.
Good.
You see, I give credit where credit is due.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And here let's throw this out here too, real, so everybody understands. I don't know because there's been some discussion about that. Yes, they showed 3 books. There is a trifecta, even though 2 books are new, 1 book is old, which is the bestiary. But basically, they're going to redo the bestiary up and update it with all the new information. So all the monsters are there, and that is also going to be a Kickstarter exclusive. That book is coming to you totally free, no additional charge. Fits right into your slipcase.
Yeah, I love the fact that it goes into the slipcover. But once again, I'm greedy, so I'm gonna say this. I love the fact, but if we hit like 2 million, 2,000,005, I would be upset if they say, "Hey, yo, we're gonna do another bestiary book." We're all new creatures and monsters. I wouldn't be upset. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't be upset.
No, think about it this way. Like, because what you're saying is, I'm not gonna argue. We're not even gonna say anything other than yes, because I could just imagine some of the additional things. I mean, we got the mafia boss and stuff like that, but could you see them, doing like some of the classic things like the megalomaniac, the despot, like Master Blaster. I can't remember what you would call Master Blaster for the post-apocalyptic and stuff like that. I could just see a bunch of stuff like that would be pretty cool.
Lord Statement, you're absolutely right. The bestiary isn't free and it isn't part of that group, and it's just the updated info. But they're gonna, I assume and this applies for the Cypher System book as well. I assume when they go back to we transfer the information from one book to another and to edit, that they're going to clean up some of the verbiage on everything. And I know Ken Hub mentioned this on his stream earlier today, on his video earlier today. Some of the actual verbiage in the original CSR, which might be a direct transfer into the new book, like just how to get mechanics verbiage or the way genres are explained, are going to be cleaned up. So they're going to clean up the entire book, and I'm expecting the same with the bestiary.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what Charles said. So
yeah. All right, so let's go.
In that book, and I'm not.
We're an hour and a half. We're an hour and a half in. Let's kind of pick up the pace a little.
No, we're an hour in. Okay. We're an hour in. Right. Yeah, you're right. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we are an hour in. I thought it was 11 o'clock for some reason.
So real quick, I'm just going to read it. Exclusive updated bestiary. The existing Cypher bestiary already available for current edition of Cypher details scores of creatures to encounter in your game. Like the over 1,700 creatures already in print. They're easily converted in the new edition with one-step action takes mere seconds. If you already have the Cypher System bestiary, you'll be able to use it with your games and fit it into your slipcase right along the other Cypher books. But if you really want it to match and want to save yourself a few seconds of conversion time, we're making a revised edition especially for backers of this campaign. This version will include revised stats that require no conversion and feature a beautiful new cover art that makes it a handsome match for the new core books. To be clear, this is an updated reissue of the existing bestiary with the same creatures, art, and text except for minor stat block conversions, not an entirely new book. This special printing will be for backers only. We don't have any plans at this time to make this version available through other channels like other books. This will feature upgraded and deluxe elements, but is priced like a standard edition.
Hell yeah, give it to me. I want this. I want this in my slipcover. Absolutely. I want to address something that I read on Reddit today. Someone was complaining about the books being white and saying that they're going to get dirty in the edges. And my reply was, I have all the white books and I don't have that problem. I'm not saying that you couldn't have that problem, but unless you're playing outside in the dirt, I don't see that becoming a regular problem.
Let's be honest. Okay. If this was 30 odd years ago, when 40 years ago or so when I first played, I would probably be on the same page because my books went through hell. But now with the inception of PDFs and all of that, you don't even have to take your books anywhere. And I'm one of those people, you know what? You're not putting your grimy hands in my book. I'll just show you a picture.
You know how many times Stay Alive and Claim the Sky, Dean knows, those are two books I pretty much open every day for the last 2 years, and neither one of them are dirty.
I can go grab mine right now, and you can see how clean the covers of my books are. And you're right.
I touch those books like every day, so I didn't understand where that came from. But hey, to each his own. I like what Ken Hub said: clean your house.
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of those people. I look at it how I'm again longtime gamer. I watch how some people take care of their products. I've seen guys, with their books, and there's no love. Like I don't overstuff my book bag. I make sure everything has enough space and it's in there properly and securely. It's not going to be in there. I'm not putting a hamburger in my bag on top of my books. I'm not putting my sub in the same compartment. I mean, come on, that's why your books are dirty. But you were asking about the divination deck. Take a look at those pictures.
Yeah, I just thought I'd mention it because I thought it was funny. But yeah, let's go to that. Yeah.
So there's
bigger cards, right? They're
tarot size cards.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It says what I like about it, they even give you examples of how it's. They say draw the raven. It's a bad omen in the game, but the accompanying booklet also ties it into a cipher, a manifest cipher, a GM intrusion idea, an NPC, a creature, an asset for the player, a trait for an NPC, an interesting event, and even the upcoming weather. Tarot sized and packaged in a durable, attractive box, this deck can be used as an in-game prop, an aid for the GM, or both at once. It's an awesome source of inspiration and ideas while running or in prep. Yet another way Cypher helps you make the most of your imagination. That is banging. That is a banging piece of equipment right there.
And I could definitely understand why they went to tarot size because there's a lot of information they got to add.
A lot of information. And you know what? I found a place.
Perfect sense.
I found a place online that you can get covers, sleeves for tarot size cards.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so because all my Devil's Dandy dogs, they're in sleeves. I got sleeves for those.
You know that I have a selfish complaint. They're gonna make me have to buy a freaking another box that holds all the cipher cards. I have 2 boxes already. Actually, yesterday, matter of fact, I just filled up the second box. The Numenera one.
Yeah, I got 2 of them too. Right over. Yeah, 2 of them. Right up there.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually have 2 of them full. They're gonna make me have to buy another freaking box.
Only problem is they're tarot size, so they're gonna have to come up with a new type of box.
No, but if you see, there's more cipher decks right below this.
Oh yeah, well the cipher decks absolutely. They got they got a cipher deck, which is probably going to be all the subtle ciphers, and then they got a manifest cipher deck.
Yeah, nice. And since they already said they're going to have a bigger emphasis on manifest ciphers, this is, it's good to have more of these cards at hand. I wonder if these 2 cipher decks are going to be available for the VTT support. I'm assuming so.
Well, yeah, most things out of the box when they give you VTT, oh man, the divination deck would be excellent for the VTT support as well. Um, yeah.
And Ron, I'm sorry, I have a heavy New York accent. Forget about it.
What
He
did
was
Ron?
he was complaining about my accent.
Get over it.
Yeah, get over it.
Yeah, I've been talking to this guy for what 8 years now. So yeah, and then we move on to the next session where we touched on earlier where the genres. And again, this is awesome. It says in an ideal world, every player would own a core book for every RPG they play. Few GMs find that happens in the real world, though. Am I right?
Yeah.
GMs. So to speed your character generation up, give players a taste of what your campaign is going to be like, and save your precious books from the grubby hands of your players. You know, the guy with the sub fingers. You know, we're inserting key information into three inexpensive zine format titles, one each: fantasy, sci-fi, and game set in worlds as we know it, including horror and superheroes. Simply hand these out, and your players will have a big chunk of what they need from the core book, cutting down on the time spent passing your book around the table.
This is a
That I
game
like.
changer. This is a
That I
game
really,
changer.
I really like. You
Yeah,
know.
this is a game changer for introducing it to new people who don't necessarily have the book. I know, Dean, you do this a lot. You like to go to game stores and do
Yeah,
introductory Cypher
do a lot of
games.
demos.
You just need like 4 of these and just hand these out and go, okay, now you can actually craft the characters at the game store within minutes and
Yeah.
get the game going. So this is such a great idea.
Yeah, and I'm probably, knowing me, I'm probably gonna have, I'm probably just gonna, like you said, or 4 or 5 each, just to have them, because
I wonder how much you get, because usually with the player handout books, they usually offer a package of 5, right? Unless I'm mistaken.
yeah, well, that was with the player.
Like the player guide books.
Those were the player's guide, but like
Yeah.
the zines we just like for, well, the
Yeah,
zines
you
that
only
we
got one. We only
you
got one.
one. But again, those zines were more GM facing than they were player facing. This is a player facing thing, so we'll see what happens with it.
Yeah. Yeah, but we got Bear in the chat. Bear, make a package of 5 option.
That would be very nice. We would really appreciate it, Bear.
Or at least a package of 4. All right, what else we got here?
So, and more. It said, did you know over the years, MCG has published 18 different campaign settings for Cypher, maybe more depending on how you define them. Some have devoted followings. Most haven't had the sort of support and development we'd love to give them. There's only so much our small team can put out. We'd love to bring at least a couple out of print settings back to life with new editions built from the ground up for the new Cypher. We're looking forward to some exciting stretch goals. So that was in reference to
the Strange. And I think it's no secret. We've been saying it from day one. You know where I stand. Strange, Predation, Gods of the Fall. That's it. End of the day. Give me all 3 of those. I'll be a happy camper.
And like I said, I mean, if you're going to do it, if you're going to throw Gods of the Fall Predation, you might as well do Unmasked too. I mean, honestly, because Unmasked, let's be honest, our problem with Unmasked was that it did not have enough foci. It didn't have enough powers. That setting kicks ass. It really, really does. So I want the trifecta. Bring them all back. Bring them all back. I mean, the Strange is already on the docket.
In a nice slipcase.
In a nice slipcase, because I got them in.
Yeah, because remember the original 3 came in a slipcase, so bring them all back in a nice slipcase.
So we've talked about the VTT information again. They're talking about Roll20 and Alchemy.
Right. Let's go to the pledge levels.
Okay, pledge levels. Pledge levels are pretty awesome. First of all, character rulebook only is $49, $92 value. $99, and you get the Cypher core book set. So that's the player book, the rule book, and the GM book. That's $199 value. For $169, you get the slipcase, the two books. You get the divination deck, you get the Cypher deck, you get the manifest Cypher deck, you get the Cypher, the setting library, and the adventures library. $485 value for $169. The all in, that's a massive bang for your buck. $279. Basically, it says it's an $874 value. When you look at that, that's all the stretch goals unlocked. Oh, it was what you were already saying, Anthony. Five zines of each of the zines, the decks, the adventure library, the genre library, the setting library, all in there.
Oh, so you get
Then,
5 of them. Yeah, that's
you get
that's
5
what they
each.
usually do.
Yeah, so
Hold
you get
on,
5 each.
Hold on a sec, Dean. I'm gonna usually say this, and we did a whole video on this. Actually, we brought this up multiple times on videos. But let's look at the all-in backer kit. Right, it's $279, and they're saying that you're getting $874 worth of value. That's before all the stretch goals that you're gonna get for backing at an all-in.
Mm-hmm.
I could tell you without a doubt that by the end of this backer kit, that value is going to be closer to $1,500 because every time we go back and do an estimated value on an everything level, that's the ballpark figure we always hit. It's somewhere between $1,300 and $1,500 for a $250, $280 investment. So that's being generous right now. That's not.
Anthony, let's just be honest. Right now, they just announced the Strange. So let's just say the Strange bare minimum is a $70 book. You're already at damn near $1,000. You're already at $1,000.
Yeah.
So, this right here is freaking awesome. When we move to the next section, this is the PDF only. If you're just a PDF person, the bang for your buck is like really even better. I mean, you think about 19 bucks. But go ahead.
No, I was also going to say too is, and we say this in every one of these videos, and I know we sound like we fanboying, but you could just go and back it for the minimum or whatever the least amount of money you possibly can and pay that, right? Because once the backer kit ends, you have the option to upgrade. So if you might not have all the funds now, but that you want something, something else from this backer kit, you could back at the minimum, and then when the backer kit ends, upgrade it.
Yeah, and the backer kit normally stays running.
I had to do that once or twice with some backer kits.
Yeah, same here. And the thing about it is, their backer kit normally runs at least another month behind. The late pledges run at least a month. Sometimes I've seen it as long as a couple of months. So it gives you time to get those additional funds if necessary. But I want to speak to the all in too. Another thing that I did mention with the all in, early access and autographed books. So that right there is also huge.
Oh yeah, the autographed book.
Early access in December.
I always forget about the autograph. Not that I appreciate it, but we usually get those, so I never really realize how much value that adds.
And then, guys, look at it this way: if you are not about physical books and stuff like we are, there is a PDF. They have actually a complete PDF level offering the same stuff. I mean, the PDF, the all-in, still get early access for $90. For $90, you're getting $505 in value, plus all the unlocked stretch goals. That's you. I mean, come on. I mean, so even if you couldn't get the physical right now, get the PDF. Do the PDF level, and then
Dean, let's talk about one thing because this has come up a lot, and we have to talk about it. What do you think about the price point for the $75 for the VT support? You get to choose what VT you're picking, right?
Right. You get to choose which VTT you're getting, and I think it's fair because you got to think about it with Cypher or Alchemy. You'd have to go in and buy, multiple modules. If you were buying this stuff like individual pieces on Roll20 and also on Alchemy, $75 to get everything that you're getting in this backer kit, the support for it. I don't see
that's
it. Problem.
That's in addition to, Dean. Not.
I know, but I'm saying I know it's in addition. I'm saying I don't see it as that big of a detractor. I mean, first of all, it's $100 value, but they've got to pay for this. They got to pay for the support. Whatever the VTT company is, whatever their fees are, and so on and so forth. We're paying for the people to develop the software and make sure everything is functional and connected. And when people who aren't on the Kickstarter, on the backer kit, go to buy it later, that's probably going to be the value.
The only question I'm gonna ask is, if you don't back this now, what's gonna be the suggested cost price when it goes live? Like, is it gonna be $99? Are you saving $25? Or if you go to Roll20 or Alchemy after it drops, is it gonna be $75? I mean, that's the one question I would ask. Well, but other than them, I'm gonna get it. I agree with you. I think it's needed. I think I'm happy that they all provided VTT support. But it's a question worth asking.
I mean, it is, and I mean the way I look at it, though, Anthony, I think it may actually be more, because think about it. When you go to Roll20, you're not buying. They got bundles of different things. So you might get a bundle with cards in it. Then there's the rule book. Because I remember on Roll20, purchasing different things for Cypher, and they were sold in pieces. This is a bundle. Mm-hmm. So if I'm going to get my player's book, my GM's book, the bestiary, the zines, get all of that right there on Alchemy or Roll20, I'm good. I think I wouldn't complain about it, because in most cases, you're going to be paying anywhere from $15 to $29 per item that you're putting on there.
Ken Hunt, we asked this question before we went live. No, the all-in does not give you VTT support. It's a separate purchase. That's why I brought it up.
That's what we're talking about now. So, you get
50% off, so you get it for about $35. Oh, so I'm getting it for $35, not $75. Woohoo! I'm definitely getting. Do I get 50% off if I buy both? That's a question I gotta.
You probably buy. You gotta buy. You gotta buy both.
Because I want both of them. I want both of them.
So you're gonna spend $75.
No. I said again, I'm a loud New Yorker. I'm going to Tammy right after this stream. I said, I'm backing both. I want both for $75. I'm a haggler.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to get both for $75, $35 a piece.
Yeah, that's what I want. I don't want to pay $75 and then $35. $110.
How about this though? This right here, I think is this right here as an add-on though. $119 for a bundle. I believe it's 4 additional character rule books. That's nice. That's nice.
I mean, that's nice, but that's Daddy Warbucks area where.
Oh no! I'm not saying that.
I can't foresee anybody going, I'm gonna buy my entire gaming group.
Nope. What I would do with that,
you hit the Mega Millions that I didn't know about, D.
No. What I'm saying is, what I would do in a situation like that, if I know I had a core of people. Hey, everybody give me $30. Everybody give me $30. I'm gonna have rule books on the table for everybody at every game. You can take those home with you. I'm gonna.
Dean hit the Mega Millions and didn't tell us.
Man, if I hit the Mega Millions, listen. There would be some drastic changes to Cypher. The
No,
Cypher
I
Unlimited.
agree. That's an awesome deal, but I don't foresee many people
I think
picking
you
up
know what.
five.
Like I said, when with my dedicated group of friends, they'd give up $30.
Mm.
Everybody just like I said, you're getting a $70 book for $30. I
And
don't
these are,
see.
so I guess these options are if you don't back. And I'm sorry because if I'm stupid because I always back at the everything level, so I don't really look at the. So these are basically the options of if you don't back in the all the level, you could pick up additional one ofs, right?
Yeah. You can pick up. Yeah, add-ons are always like that. And I mean,
Yeah.
and if you're looking at the prices of some of these things, look at that. I mean, $10 for the
Oh
zine.
snap! Look at the dice. Look at the dice case.
Dude, I saw that. I told you I'm buying dice. I'm buying dice. I can't help it. I have to buy dice.
Oh, those are nice.
Yeah.
And the campaign journal looks sick.
That's why I bought an extra campaign journal. Now you understand why we were talking before the show, and I told Anthony, I was like, yeah, I backed it, but I had to add on, the campaign journal, GM's campaign journal, Lux Cypher dice. Because look at that, man. You can't not have those.
Yeah,
Call
those are
yourself, call
those are
yourself a,
those are sick. Yeah,
let's say,
and I
call
love
yourself
the
a
case
proper
that it
Cypher
comes
man.
in.
Yeah. You can't call yourself a proper Cypher lover and not have the dice.
Oh, the dice in the campaign journal on the everything pledge.
No. The
God damn.
campaign, I think the campaign journal might be. Oh man. But that bestiary cover, oh my god, I want that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean,
so
them in the slipcase, and that's another thing too. Is if and I do this with everything, and I know this is kind of like anal for my collection. That I'm gonna need to get two because there's one that goes into the collection in the slipcase, and then one for usage. So, like
yeah,
I said, and full disclosure, we have a great relationship with MCG. They do provide us pretty much one copy of all the products. But that doesn't mean that me and Dean don't go buy a second copy every Backerkit. So
we always buy extra stuff, or we're at a convention and we're grabbing
yeah,
up something more
yeah.
because it is what it is.
So,
This
I essentially back it twice. I get one for free from MCG, and then one that I back for my personal use, and one for the collection.
so everybody, we're coming to the end of this thing here. Now,
Yeah.
you looking at all of this, looking at the prices and everything else, and understanding what they're offering. And again, that cover is so freaking badass. I don't even know what that is. What is that? A flaming Yun T or something? I don't know, but whatever it is, it's cool as shit. It's so cool.
Dean, let's go over the timeline before we cut out
That's
here.
that's where I was. That's where I just went to. So the timeline says fall 2025. Existing supplements and add-ons, stock permits, the weird Cypher system starter sets, NPC deck, GM intrusion deck. This is as soon as the pledge manager closes. So anything that you purchase that already exists, they will send that out automatically. December, early access. So I don't know about you guys, but I cannot wait to get my grubby little hands all over that to read. That PDF is probably going to get read 22 times. By the summer, the Cypher character rulebook will be out. And then fall, the Cypher GM's guide, the Cypher bestiary slipcase,
Fall of
Cypher on
2026.
VAT, all in the fall of 2026.
Yeah.
Yeah, summer of 2026, we're going to get the character rulebook, and then by the fall, the GM's guide will be out, the bestiary slipcase set, and Cypher on VTT,
I'm
and
a little
the character
shocked.
Christian scenes.
I'm a little shocked. I thought the turnaround time was going to be slightly longer, but it looks like it's only basically a year. And we'll have pretty much everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, come on, Monty and Sean and Bruce and everybody said they've been really working on this for probably a year and a half behind the scenes. So now it's just the flesh out process, and when they release early access, all the feedback that we give them, because it's always the feedback session.
Ron
Yeah,
Blesser says, I honestly don't have a single complaint about this crowdfund. One thing that I'm always been 100% positive on is MCG knows how to do a backer kit. They know how to get you excited. They know how to offer you more than enough for your bang for your buck. One thing I never doubt is MCG's ability to pull out a successful and great crowdfund project. You may disagree with what they're doing, but you can't disagree with the method of how they do a crowdfund, because they give you a bunch of stuff, a bang for your buck, and they always deliver on time, and they always deliver what they say they're going to deliver, and then some.
well, Anthony, you need to up that amount that you said. You said by the time you wake up, you see 325,000. We're at 322,898, so 323 in the space of an hour and 20 odd minutes.
10,000 of that was you buying the 15 copies of the player's handbook.
You're silly. But no, listen, I'm gonna tell you that right there. Look, I like it. Like I said, I'll talk to my people and be like, hey, everybody, give me $30, and then everybody has a book, which would make and again, think about it, as a GM, that makes your life, And like I said, the people I play with, I know they're gonna take care of them. Take it home with you, read it over. Make my life easy.
They also break down how the tariffs are going to affect your rewards, if there's any effect at all.
Right. Yeah, I'll go back down to it.
I mean, that's to be expected. I think every Kickstarter, every printing company, a tariffs are affecting the entire tabletop industry, so Cypher will be no different. And them being transparent on how the tariffs affect them is always a good thing.
Yeah. And and they even tell you they're still working with they say, we've been publishing books for 13 years throughout the timeline. We've worked with a reliable, high quality printer in Canada. They will be our vendor for the majority of the products funded by this campaign. Books printed in Canada are not subject to tariffs, which is excellent. A few items, including the card decks and the slipcases, may be subject to tariffs. Traditionally, we printed such items in China, but we also have good options in Europe and Canada and the United States. When it's time for these items to go into production, we'll choose the best option based on the cost and of tariffs at the time. Regardless, we've ensured we can produce and deliver these. Tariffs create a higher cost. We are a nimble team with a fantastic production skill, a wealth of resources, and a proven history of delivering complex rewards. We can't guarantee with absolute certainty that unpredictable tariff policy will not impact the manufacturing of our rewards. We've built a production plan designed to limit the impacts, at worst, delays, and ensure we can deliver everything you pledge for. So, and they have been doing that. And then of course this next section just goes in and talks about the design team and all the people.
Which they all kick ass, and I'm always in awe of how much they can accomplish with such a small team. Look at this, guys. Where's Bear's? Oh, Bear. I was like, where's Bear's picture? He's the very first one. But
yeah.
You essentially have like 11, 12 people that do this every year, 2 backer kits every year. It's such phenomenal product. They really bust their asses over at MCG.
Right. And then of course, like with
no, dude, you're skipping the most important part of the entire thing. Scroll up a little bit. Scroll up a little, Dean.
I did.
Stop. What's under Anywhere door?
Shipping.
What's under Anywhere door?
Oh, join the Cypher Unlimited community. Of course.
Yo, dude. Dude, I was trying to lead you to the water, dude.
No. I'm looking.
Yeah, but
yeah, people.
Hold on. MCG they do not have to they promote the CU community so much. We've never asked them to do any of this. And yet, every time they do a backer kit, every time they do any promotion, they always promote us. And we are so grateful. You can't believe how much this means to us and as a community. You guys always look out for us, always promote us. We love you guys so much.
And I'm going to say, not only just here with all these projects, but every convention, there is a huge banner that says Cypher Unlimited. We have a QR code. Join the team. They put us up on there, up on the. They have art going through a projector, and there's always our logo or something that relates to us there. What Anthony is saying is absolutely true. The relationship and the way they take care of the CU is phenomenal. So we could do no less than talk about it, rave about it, and just, say all the wonderful things that this company is, because MCG kicks ass,
And I think it goes without saying, if you haven't checked out the backer kit or you're on the fence, it doesn't hurt to go look. Like I said, it doesn't hurt to, if you don't have the funds now, it doesn't hurt to back at a lower level. And once it goes live, you still have the option to increase your backing. So go check it out. And I think you're right, Dean. This thing might be 400K by the time I wake up in the morning, so I'm excited to see. And I think I'm a win because nobody went over 2 million, right?
Right. So you'll be sending yourself a T-shirt.
Oh, actually, I'm speaking too soon because this also opens up to anybody on the Discord. If you want to message me with your guests, you're more than welcome to after you watch this video on YouTube.
Also on YouTube, give them on YouTube. Let them.
But let me. So it's on video. We'll set a stop date. We're gonna say within the next 7 days. Right. I don't want somebody 30 seconds after back you can give it a date.
No, you have to make your prediction within the first week. Everybody has to make their prediction within the first week. Where we're going to end up. That's only fair.
No, not even next 7 days. That's not fair. Within the next 24 hours, because people made that. You have until tomorrow morning to make a guess.
You heard the man. Tomorrow morning to make a guess. I'm gonna stick with my 1 point.
No, but that's not fair to anybody that guess now. Say this thing jumps up to 500,000, 600,000 overnight.
That's true. So yeah, I'm sticking with my 1.75 though. Anthony said 2 mil.
Yeah. All right, guys, CypherCon. I don't know if you can see the shirt. Can't help design this shirt. I don't know. Let me get in the camera a little.
It's good. That's it.
Yeah. CypherCon 2025 player sign up is live right now. I know I didn't do my spiel in the morning, but go. We still have plenty of games to fill up. I think Dean, I'm not sure, but I think your game full. If not, Dean has a slot open on his game. But we have plenty of fantastic games run by fantastic GMs running their own creations or running MCG's pre-designed adventures for conventions. So go check it out. Definitely go to the Sign Up Genius and hop in a game. We also went live with the Cypher Unlimited website. And after CypherCon, we'll start talking with people in the community about what we're going to do with that site. We have some ideas. Me, Dean, and Al got to sit down and hammer it out. But we're really excited to have the website going. And you can get all the information on CypherCon and the CypherCon merch at the website. So go check that out, please, as well. Dean, before I go into my spiel, do you have any final words about the backer kit?
Back. That's all I'm saying. Go pledge. Get on the damn bandwagon, people. We look, because I want Anthony to be wrong. He can win, but I want 3 million. I want this to be like one of the most phenomenal Kickstarters or should I say backer kits they've ever done. So that's all I got to say.
Dean, that's the smartest thing you ever said. I want Anthony to win. If you like us and you like what we do, join the Cypher Unlimited Discord server for all things Monte Cook Games. We have the largest fan-run Discord for everything MCG. But if Discord's not for you, join our Facebook group. Not as big as our Discord, but still great conversations being had there daily. If you find it in the kindness of your heart, give us a sub here on Twitch. or go to Moonbeam Anywhere Door and give us a follow there, or go to our YouTube channel and like, share, and subscribe there. We're still trying to build all 3 platforms as large as we can, and any help you could give us in that area will be greatly appreciated. Our videos are always free, but if you want to support us financially in any way, you could give us a donation on Ko-fi. Helps us out with little things like online conventions. Or go to our online store and pick up some cool Cypher Unlimited merch, like the shirt Dean got on or the CypherCon shirt I got on. Yes, CypherCon merch is available on the online store now, so grab it while it lasts. And last but not least, we love you guys.
Yep, thank you guys for coming by, watching, and just real quick, thank you Starheart for that sub. 1 year, let's go, baby, you're amazing. But yeah, thank you guys for coming and watching, talking about the new Cypher Backerkit. Thank you, Anthony and Dean, for hosting the talk. Definitely keep your eyes on the page for these stretch goals, because we already saw the Strange is now on deck to be remade, and who knows what else. But definitely some spicy stuff on the horizon. Can't say much more than that, but yeah, keep your eyes peeled. But as usual, thank you again, and from us at the CU, we will see you later. Peace.